Hi, and welcome back to the Mr. Brad Worden Show. And tonight we have some very important business here to deal with. Number one, I got a surprisingly nice package in the mail today. And it was from Colton at Rockin Heat. And he sent me two sauces, one in which I will reveal tonight, and the other one which I'll reveal in another night. And happy St. Patrick's Day to you all, and I'll be getting to that in a moment. And we have some green sauces here. And Colton at Rockin Heat sent me one of his new sauces called Searing Stinger. Searing Stinger. So this one has some peppers in it that are a little bit different than the regular sticky stinger. Now, in my opinion, I have a little bit of sticky stinger here left, which is one of my all-time favorite. And I'm not just saying that. Sticky stinger is absolutely delicious. One of the best sauces that I've ever had. And searing stinger is supposed to be hotter. So Uncle Bull Cow gave him some peppers to make it a little bit hotter. So I love how he does the labels on these. And Sticky Stinger was rated a 4 out of 11 on the Rockin Heat scale. And new Searing Stinger, I noticed, was rated a 9 out of 11 on the Rockin Heat scale. So this should be quite a bit more, but I am going to compare the two flavor-wise and heat-wise. This one should be quite a bit hotter. And then I'll tell you a little tale and secret of the Leprechaun. Well, we must test this first.
Are you going to just do a spoon or a shot glass?
You mean like in the tradition of St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to trot over the drawer here.
That's not that's a medicine
It's
cup.
for medicinal purposes. Never mind you yet. Never mind you yet.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Hold on a second. First, for good measure, I just have to give a test to get it right.
Shouldn't you do the less heat one first?
But I've never tasted this, and I have an idea of what that tastes like, so... Oh no, we must go here first. Things are getting a little confusing this evening because I have my mind on the Leprechaun.
I'm confused as well.
This is Searing Stinger. What do I hear? A nice healthy spoonful. Nice and sweet. Similar flavor to the Sticky Stinger, but much hotter and a little bit more pepper forward. But still has that really good Sticky Stinger type taste. I would say this probably is, for an average person, probably close to a 9 as advertised. This one's probably about a 4 for an average person as advertised, but let's test it out as well. Even though I have some burn going yet.
You look like an Oompa Loompa. That's what you look like.
How dare you! I'm just trying to attract a leprechaun, that's all, but I'll tell you
But
a
seriously,
very special secret.
you do. You look like an Oompa Loompa.
You stop it! That kind of person's being very sassy indeed. I guess I'll have the grumpy granny come back.
Well, I was
You don't
thinking,
want
like,
that.
with that hood tied like that, I was thinking, like, he reminds me of something. And then I thought to myself, oh, if he had a green wig with his face painted orange and the little Loompa Oompa hands. Yeah, he would totally look like an Oompa Loompa.
Alright. Here comes some sticky stinger.
Okay, well, you tried
Searing Stinger. Okay. So searing is really pretty hot. I still got a nice burn going down from that. Sticky Stinger is a little bit better on the taste factor. It's because it's a little bit less hot pepper forward, but this is similar in taste, just a lot hotter. But here we go.
I like how you added more red in the label to make it more searing.
Scary. It's a nice thick sauce too.
Ooh.
For medicinal purposes.
Are you measuring it out like such?
Yes.
You have to use your spoon to get the rest out. Or lick it out with your tongue like our kids do.
That is quite a nice heat. And nice flavor too.
Use your spoon.
But yes, it does go in there.
Reminds me of eating a pudding cup. Except you can call it a pepper cup.
You know, wanted this for good measures. Even though I'm running out. Oh, yes. I'll get the 3 just like I did with the other one up to the label. Nothing like some searing and sticky stinger. Now, the secret I've been waiting to reveal. So,
Please tell me, because even I don't know what the secret is.
since it's St. Patrick's Day and we're waiting on orange here, many kids and children try to catch the leprechaun. As you can see, here's a leprechaun trap. Free gold egg if the leprechaun can crawl through and get it. If that's even feasibly possible.
It's like even a note.
And there's a note. Let's read the note quick.
That one was like one of our kids.
Dear Mr. Leprechaun or Mrs. Leprechaun, I have a free gold egg for you. P.S. Mystery person is a secret person. And the secret person is not me either. But I have a secret. From what I've heard, number 1, leprechauns like a little bit of hot sauce. So which one should I keep out for the leprechaun? Camera person, anybody? Extra hot or a little hot?
I don't know.
Let's mix it up for him a little bit.
You're going to be sharing hot sauces with the leprechaun.
Oh, just a little bit.
Don't you think they'll know you drank out of there?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll care.
I would.
Yes, indeedy. But I have another little secret. I'll set this over for the trap here. And then secondly, people set traps for leprechauns all the time. Ah! Oh, thank you, Colton, and sorry about that. It didn't break.
Were you trying to set a leprechaun trap with the Rockin Heat sauces where they fall on top of the leprechaun?
No. Come in closer and I'll tell you the secret. The secret
How
to
close do you want me to get you?
the leprechaun. The secret is shoes. Shoes. The secret is shoes. If you leave out shoes, leprechauns like to fix shoes traditionally. So if you leave out shoes, you'll be certain to get yourself one, at least in your house.
I'm confused.
Shoes.
Isn't that the elves and the shoemaker?
Indeed it is. But that's how leprechauns came to be.
What?
Yes. Leprechauns are elves in disguise.
I thought they liked gold.
They do.
And rainbows.
They do.
And Lucky Charms.
Do I have to tell the whole story to our crowd at home?
I'm confused.
Fine. You can zoom out for a moment, unless you like to stay zoomed into my creepy little face. Fine, I'll tell you the story too. So, as some of you may know, the elves and the shoemakers, my camera person referenced. So listen carefully. Back in the day, who knows how long ago actually.
Like a year ago?
A little bit longer than that.
2 years ago?
Maybe. But probably a little bit longer.
100 years ago?
I don't know. You're asking hard questions. I don't know the tale. Well, I know the tale, but I don't know the time frame of the tale. There were some shoemakers, and the elves were attracted to shoes in the shoemaker's shop. So the shoemakers were very poor indeed, as poor as I am. So I'm hoping we get a leprechaun in here. I'm seriously hoping this works. So, never mind. Anyway, let's move on. So the shoemaker and his wife were very poor, and they made shoes for a living. And their shoes were all right, but they didn't always have the materials, so the shoes were a little bit shoddy, kind of like the ones I have. But let's get on with it anyway. So anyway, the shoemakers would leave the shoes out. And the leprechauns would come and spruce them up to the point where they were like the best shoes ever. Like the kind like the pros wear, you know, things like that. So the rich people would come and they would buy the shoes for an exorbitant amount. And then they'd leave more shoes out and they'd make more, and these rich people would come and pay the shoemaker more and more all the time. So after a while, the shoemakers didn't know what was going on. They didn't even know it was the elves to begin with. So the shoemaker's wife's like, hey, let's hide in the room and spy and see what's going on, who's helping it. So they noticed two little chipper elves, if you will, came into their house and were busy working on the shoes, and it didn't take them long at all. So then they're like noticed that these elves were really in shoddy clothes too. Like they were pretty poor themselves. So they're like, hey, since we're tailors, and obviously they're better making clothes than shoes because the leprechauns had to fix all their shoes for them.
That's pretty dumb if you're a tailor to have shoes.
But it is what it is. So they made them nice little clothes, and guess the color of their clothes? Green.
Why
So
only
these
green?
elves-
Is that all they could afford, is green?
Well, they thought green was a good color, so they made these little elves green clothes, and to this day, that's why elves and leprechauns, well, they wore green, because that's traditionally now what they wear because of the shoemaker. So, what happened then was they continued to have this deal where the leprechauns, elves, whatever you have them be, and their nice fancy little clothes, which were excited, kept making them shoes better and better as best as they can.
Dude.
And these rich people kept paying for these fancy, excellent shoes.
No offense, if somebody would have dressed me in all green, I would have been like, dude, no way am I
They
making
liked
any more
it.
shoes.
They liked it a lot. That's why they still wear
they
them to
did.
these days.
Oh.
That's why leprechauns are always in green. And elves at the North Pole, too, if you will, are always in
Elves
green.
in the
too.
North Pole wear green?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you're right. They do. I never
Yeah,
noticed that.
elves always wear green now, to this day. No matter if it's a leprechaun elf or an elf. So anyway, what happened was the shoemakers got like rich. They were like one of the wealthiest people in the land, and they had so much extra money that when they left their shoes from now on, they would leave shoes full of gold to pay the leprechauns or elves. And the elves or leprechauns, well, they don't really need money themselves because they're just in their little elf land eating, or leprechaun land eating Lucky Charms and things like that, like good tasting candies and foods like Skittles at the end of the rainbow and Lucky Charms. You know, those are some of their favorites. That's why they got the endorsements. But anyway, to go on with the story, they got all this gold from the shoemakers, from all the other rich people naturally. So they had really nothing to do with it. I mean, they didn't need to spend it on anything naturally, because again, Skittles and Lucky Charms, that's what they live off of. So they got this big pot of gold, and they kept rolling their gold coins, and they got bigger and bigger. And at the end of the rainbow, if you ever find it, there's gold, and you also get an unlimited supply of Skittles and Lucky Charms. So if you like those kind of things too, you might want to find it or try and find the end of the rainbow. So that's the story of how the leprechaun came to be. And I also hear, just on a random fact, that they like this hot sauce too. So green hot sauce, verde, if you will. So Sticky Stinger and Searing Stinger are perfect green ones for the St. Patrick's Day.
Well, if you're trying to attract a leprechaun with your hood, you have a better chance of attracting a Oompa Loompa.
All right, on that note, we'll let you go and have a good night.
Or maybe an ogre like Shrek, because look at his ears are sticking out all funny. So turn your head to the side.
Hey. All right, so that is the story. And thank you, Colton at Rockin Heat, one more time for this lovely donation. And we'll see you next time on the Mr. Brad Worden Show.